Today in the crypto space, we see the market getting a bit of green, Bitcoin right around 90,000, Ethereum right around 2,200, and the rest of the crypto space, the altcoins, some of them moving to the upside, Cardano, Aptos, Ondo, and many others showing some strength. In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator, but more importantly, I want to talk about one project that many are yapping about, and that project is called HBAR. So you know what? Let's talk about the news, let's analyze the charts, and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins, looking for opportunity. Whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of the volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 8 p.m. EST, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's see what's going on here with this market. We see that the overall market cap has been rising above the $3 trillion mark. What I don't like is the trading volume is coming down. We want to see trading volume moving up while the market cap moves up. So right now that's not happening, which means that this little rally that we've been getting is not most likely not going to be sustainable unless we get a bit of a squeeze or some FOMO, some real good market participation into the space. And as we keep on going down, we do see that we have a lot of the altcoins in the top 100, including Bitcoin. Bitcoin is doing pretty good, grinding to the upside 2.5%, and many others. However, we're pretty stable, guys. We're pretty stable. We do have some good gainers. We do have some good gainers out of Chainlink, 12.5%. 13%, not bad there for Link. If you're bullish, good stuff. Cardano, not too bad, reclaiming some of its previous price action, not bad right there. There are some, like even AVAX, 6.3%, and we have Bitcoin Cash moving pretty hard, 26% to the upside. And as we keep on going down, like I said, there's a few good gainers. Aptos, since the video a few days back, you know, that structure at the bottom of the range slowly building, all of a sudden, boom, to the upside. Aptos. Ondo was another one that we got in pretty early, started accumulating at the bottom of the range, and another move to the upside here for Ondo and Aptos. Good stuff there. And as we keep on going down, we do see that some of the altcoins again are showing a bit of strength. Even VeChain, since yesterday's video, doing great. However, guys, you know, slow and steadily we are showing a bit of strength. However, it's not that crazy. It's not, the strength is not that strong. So we have to still be on our toes, be ready, be prepared, be a ninja. Get in, get out on lower time frames. If you're going to be accumulating bigger bags, just understand that they have to be spot and they have to be longer term holds, just in case we have to endure a bit more volatility in the immediate short term. So it's exciting to get excited on the green, for sure. It is definitely awesome, but we have to be in reality with the perspective of this market, which is lots of volatility until we are ready to move and actually get that market participation. Without volume, it's very hard for us to start really moving to the upside. All right, guys, I know you're here to talk about charts, so let's begin our analysis talking about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about HBAR in a second, but I definitely want to talk about Bitcoin because Bitcoin is a great leading indicator for this market. It can tell us, you know, where we can see some weakness, where potentially we could see some strength, and ultimately, if Bitcoin keeps on rolling over here, what is going to happen to projects like HBAR? Could it withstand the wrath of Bitcoin, the largest crypto out there? And ultimately, is the market participation going to fall even further? Let's take a look at this in a little bit more detail. At the end of the day, Bitcoin did really good today. And believe it or not, I got into a short today, and I did a play-by-play with you guys on the Discord. And reality is, you can see how great Bitcoin looks today from a bullish perspective, but it was still very successful to enter some shorts. And what's important here is, like I said, we got to be a ninja. It doesn't matter what happens on larger time frames. You can still be very profitable on lower time frames. However, guys, big picture here on the daily is it looks pretty good. You know, are we getting the change of character here? We got a nice quick buy up. As you can see, that wick down here looks really strong. and then we got a bit of manipulation, which is keeping everybody on their toes. And then all of a sudden, do we trust this pump? Do we trust this green candle for today? It's a really nice one, no doubt, but do we trust it? And that's very important, because in the last little while, we lost a little bit of trust here. We can see that we're still in a downtrend. We can see lower lows and lower highs here, and we're hoping on a change of character here at horizontal support right at the top of the volume gap, which right now, at least we're above the volume gap. The only issue is that we could get rejected at previous levels of horizontal, which we used as support many times, but we could eventually use it as a rejection point, as resistance, and come down for an even lower low. And this is where what the market is feeling right now, is because ultimately we're still in a downtrend, and we do have that volume gap below that could allow the price to fall a lot lower. Guys, I'm not saying we're coming down to 72, 73,000, but I question this. If it does happen based on this trend right here, and we continue with that follow through to the downside, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do if the Bitcoin price comes down to that level? That's the most important question. We can see that momentum is oversold, and we are in a bit of an uptrend here, which I appreciate. So this is why I think getting into a bullish bias based on the structure right here might not be bad. We are looking for an EMA cross right now. A few green histogram bars would be nice, but as it has happened in the past, it was a pure fake out. So we got to be a little bit on our toes again about that. But generally speaking right now, guys, Bitcoin's not really giving us major signals of a reversal just yet. However, this potential change of character could be what we're looking for a continuation to the upside and potentially a break of this downward trend on lower time frames. All right, guys, so keep this all in mind. And now, again, HBAR. What do we have to say about HBAR? HBAR is a project that, I gave out a lot of attention a while back. I would say about a year ago, where I started deploying capital and accumulating. If you look back at my videos, guys, I was talking about HBAR all into this level. I happened to buy in right here. I spotted the divergence, it rallied up, and I got in on the back test on the confirmation lows, the higher lows, and that was it. I didn't buy any more. I didn't give it any more attention. And for that matter, I barely made any videos on HBAR. Why is that? It's because for me, it hit a floor price. For me, HBAR, was one of those projects that either it was going to make it or it wasn't. And at least I bought the bottom of the range with a very clear invalidation. Okay, so that's that. If you want to go check out those previous videos so that you can get a full perspective of what I was thinking at that time, it might be a really good learning experience. But at the end of the day, when we move forward and we start to see where we are right now, you can see that the TA is being fairly respected. Now, we do see that, we did a double top type of scenario. And if you start looking at oscillators, we saw that it diverged, clear divergence, higher highs on the price action, lower highs on the momentum, and we got follow through. We definitely got follow through. Just keep in mind, I'm not talking about fundamentals here. Fundamentals, I'm on the fence about it. I'm on the fence about fundamentals. Now, if we want to include the fact that HBAR is a very institutionalized type of product, okay, with a board of directors and so on and so forth, I'm not going to get into much of that, because the reality is it's a deep dive scenario. It's an opportunity for you to do a bit of research. What I'm suggesting here is that the fundamentals, including, the institutionalization of HBAR and everything else that it has to offer, it could be potentially a good gainer. And we can see that it definitely pumped in the last little while on the expectation of institutionalization. So what else are we going to expect here from HBAR? From this moment forward, I see a retracement. I see one leg down. I see a recovery, a nice retracement to the upside on the B, A, B, C wave to the upside, and maybe another C. A, B, C to the downside. So a retracement, a proper retracement for me, or after a massive impulsive move up, is definitely expected. And if you look even further and you start looking at what really is happening, it could be a confirmation high, a lower high here. And again, I'm not bearish here. I'm just saying what the charts show is that the chart is showing that ultimately we didn't get oversold here. And maybe you can see the momentum. We didn't drop below the 30. That maybe the market is looking for oversold conditions. And if we see the purple line finally come down to oversold state, where it gets down below the 30% mark, it is very likely that we get our next leg, which could bring it down to about 15 cents, 15 and a quarter. Okay, so that's what I'm really worried about here for HBAR. After that, things start to look quite interesting, and we get a lot of confluence. So for me, it's all about position size. At this level, I'm willing to get into a bigger position size if we come down to this zone. And the question is why. Number one, a three-wave retracement structure completed. Number two, volume gap. As you can see, bottom of the volume gap and the beginning of some volume that could act as support. Guys, that's healthy. We want volume. We want emotional price action in order for us to make some critical decisions. We can see tops in the past that could be hunted for liquidity and ultimately could end up being the support that we need to eventually get a reversal down here. Now, as we're hunting liquidity, as the price keeps on falling, it is likely that we create a pivot point structure into here where we start rolling to the upside and start breaking upwards again for another move up, which, as you can see, this volume gap is still not filled, which would allow the price to reclaim previous price action real quick and come back to about 25 cents again, 25 cents and a half, which is great. So my major concern about going long right now is that you're buying into this short-term pump. That's the issue. Now, we could go up a little bit more. Again, if you use momentum a little bit more, you can see that momentum's still in the uptrend. We can go up a little bit more and still make that confirmation low, the higher low, the lower high, and then eventually come down and get to that level. Okay, so we got to be very careful here because we're buying into a daily pump, and the daily pump so far is looking good, but we're not oversold. Another bullish aspect that I am seeing here is that the actual trend oscillator, I'm going to show you that in a second. Let me get rid of some of this artwork so we can keep this neat, is that the EMAs are still crossed to the upside with green histogram bars. We got the bullish divergence and we're currently getting a bit of follow through, which I appreciate. So what I would do is this. What I would be doing here is using the 200 daily, which is the orange line, as potential support for now, because it could definitely act as that. If we see that the price comes down one more time and makes a higher low into here, and we see the momentum dip down a little bit, and we still maintain an upwards trend here on momentum, while volatility, again, I'm going to just kind of make this a little bit more visible, the orange line gets completely oversold again, and we pop to the upside, I will be glad to enter some positions upon a back test so that I can put a stop loss at a much healthier place, which would be right around this zone. If it breaks below this bottom, it is likely that we fulfill the bearish case scenario, which would be coming down to horizontal levels and to look for support right around this liquidity zone. Okay, so that's super, super important to understand, is that it's okay to be bearish and it's okay to be bullish based on the structure that is given. And we got to understand that at the current moment, HBAR structure right into here is very, very young. There's nothing here other than a quick recovery. That's dangerous, guys. That's very dangerous. So what could we do about that? We could drop to lower time frames. So let's do that. On the 4 hour, you can see that we could potentially be building a bull flag. Okay, after this impulsive move to the upside, we got a nice impulsive move here. We could potentially be getting an A, B, C, some sort of structure, and then to the upside, and we have a volume gap right here, which means your target should be right around $32, which, if you see what I was saying on the daily, is quite confluent with the resistance zone right around this level, which eventually you can still get a confirmation high, a lower high, and then eventually look for that rollover where we see the daily come down and get oversold. I even see the 4 hour momentum looking to come down again for another dip. You can see that it's very, very possible here. The concern is that we could still make another high that is lower than the previous, still maintain a lower high right here, while still making a higher high on the price action, and still make that class A bearish divergence right into the zone. Okay, that's my biggest concern, because if you look at the daily, the 4 hour should be traded with that caution that we could be rolling over on the daily. Okay, because the daily is not oversold, and in the oversold state, that is where you get the biggest move to the downside. Personally speaking, HBAR at this current moment for me would be spot bags. I would be happy to accumulate on spot, right? Because really, there's a lot of volatility, a lot of uncertainty as well. I'm not going to say fear, because there's no real fear here. It's uncertainty. Does HBAR actually turn into a very institutionalized product? And if it does, it will do very well. If it doesn't, it may dump pretty hard. And that's the reality, right? It's almost compared to XRP. And XRP has been proven to be somewhat institutionalized at the current moment. So what we have to understand is HBAR could be the runner-up for that same status, and people are banking on it, and this is why we're getting a lot of price action to the upside. But if there's a confirmation of that not happening, we could definitely see a massive sell-off. So structure is king, guys. If we can put a stop loss underneath here, I would be happy to go long. If we break below and we start, you know, coming down, or we can even go short. The thing is that without structure, you got to be very careful here, because we got volume gaps, we got levels that we need to kind of test before we can build a bit of confidence. And at the current moment, there's not really anything there other than accumulate on spot. It's safer. Position size matters. Wait for volatility, wait for momentum, wait for the signals, and then take that risk accordingly. All right, guys, if I've offered you any value in this video, do the channel a massive favor. Slap the like button. It does really help out with the algorithm. If you want to follow me on the socials, the links are in the description below. Feel free to join the Discord, guys. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. Take care, guys. Have a good one. And don't forget, buy the dip.